welcome back to the most insanely exuberant, incredibly, outrageously impossible Would You Rather. First question is actually insane. Would you rather be gorgeous but dumb or be ugly but smart? What are they trying to say? I feel personally attacked at this one. This is insane. To be honest, I feel like they would make a great couple. It might be because I look a little bit like him and she is... I'm in love. Let's be honest here, I'd rather be ugly but smart, because if you're smart, then you can get rich, and if you're rich, then you can buy cosmetically changing things to then be very good looking. Kylie Jenner! Next, boys, would you rather never be able to shout or never be able to whisper? I would rather never be able to whisper, because secrets ain't no fun. Secrets tell no one. Everyone knows this. It's a rule. If you whisper, you're lame. And shouting's fun. I love screaming, you know? You're at the gym, you get a little... I like yelling. So, I'd rather never be able to whisper again. Would you rather change your appearance at will or change your age at will? I'm definitely gonna go change your age at will, because that would mean you get to live forever. That one's easy. Let's be honest, that one's pretty easy. I mean, changing your appearance would be cool. You could like change ethnicities. You could change genders. You could change your height, your weight, your eye color. You could change a lot of things, and that would be pretty fun, but not super practical. Actually, you could have like an entire second character. Wait, hold on. I might have just done something. Because you could have like two different identities. And in one identity, you're like a villain. You're like, meh. And then in the other identity, everyone knows you to be like a very warm-hearted, empathetic person. But you're playing your own game, you know? You're just having fun. Whatever you're feeling like doing that day, you're doing, and you just change your appearance. All that being said, I'm still changing my age at will because it'd be really cool to live forever. And as always, make sure you're commenting down below, especially if you disagree with me, because if you do, I would like to know why. Next up we have, would you rather have no internet for a year or no phone for a year? The thing is, with the phone, it's only super useful when you have internet, so clearly I'm gonna go no phone for a year, because I need internet in my life. Would you rather always be hungry or always be thirsty? I'm gonna go always be hungry. I just feel like I can... Dang, actually, I don't know. That's a tough one. Now I change my mind. I'm gonna go always be thirsty, because you can almost never drink enough water, but you can definitely overeat no matter what it is. So if you're always hungry, you're always gonna want to be snacking, but you can't, or else you're gonna get insanely morbidly obese. But if you're always thirsty, you can always sip on water. And yes, I know it's not going to quench your thirst, but at least you're not gaining like unnecessary calories, you know what I mean? So I think I'd rather always be thirsty, and it would be very cruel to drink water and still be thirsty, but at least I could, and it wouldn't be unhealthy. Next, would you rather live in a world without any electricity or in a world without running water? I think, is this stupid of me to think that running water needs electricity? Am I dumb? I mean, I guess I am dumb, but does it need electricity? Let's assume that it doesn't. Let's assume running water doesn't need electricity. That would then mean without electricity, a lot of people would die too. Either way, there's going to be a huge, like, catastrophic episode in the world where maybe billions of people would die. I'm gonna say live in a world without electricity, because water is really important, and I think it would save more lives to have running water than just having electricity. God, stupid. What's the right answer? All right, I changed my mind again. I'm gonna say we need electricity in the world, because that'll help us invent running water more than running water would help us invent electricity. Boom. God, I'm smart. Next, we have, would you rather swim with sharks or crocodiles? I'm gonna say sharks, because I'm pretty sure sharks are a lot more friendly than what we give them credit for. Crocs, on the other hand, I don't think that's the case. I think crocs will eat you, because crocodiles, I think that they just eat humans. I think, like, we're on their menu. We're not really on sharks' menu. To my understanding, sharks only attack humans because we're like a nuisance, not necessarily to actually eat them. And so I think humans are less in danger danger around sharks than we are around crocs. Would you rather never celebrate your birthday again or comment your birthday? Comment my birthday. It's July 9th, which is coming up in about 2 months. So mark that down, guys. And then you can wish me happy birthday on my videos. That'd be cool. Yeah, I like celebrating my birthday. I'm going to comment my birthday. Okay, would you rather have a sad but boring life? Both are bad. Why does it say but? Oh, sorry, safe. It doesn't say sad. Imagine it was like a sad and boring life, or what could the other one possibly be? But no, this is a safe but boring life, or an adventurous but dangerous life. Ooh, okay. All right, let's add some parameters here. Let's say on the left side, you live to be 90 years old, but it's a very boring life. You don't really do much. You know, you work the same job forever. You live in the same home forever. You don't have, you know, the closest friendships, relationships. You don't go on vacations. On the right side, though, you're adventurous. You go to the tundra. You go to Mexico. You go to Europe. You travel. You hike. You do fun activities. However, at the ripe age of 35, you get bitten in the neck by a rattlesnake and you die. Would you rather have lived that life or the long but boring one? That is a good question, and honestly, it's a question that kind of bounces around in my head pretty often, because at this point in life, for me, I feel like I live a relatively boring life, to be honest. And I've thought about trying to be a little bit more adventurous, and I just haven't really worked up the courage to do so. Bro, this is actually tough. This is tough because the left side, right, the boring side, you can still like raise a family, which to me is extremely important. Like, I really want kids when I'm older. I know I'm 26. Okay, I don't need you guys to go crazy in the comments about my age. I get it. But in a couple of years, I definitely want kids. I want to, you know, have a family. If I die at 35, I won't really get to raise my kids, which is not cool. I want to be able to raise my kids. If I live till I'm 90, I do get to raise my kids, but it'll be really boring. my life will still stink. So this is actually, to me, the toughest question yet. Please comment down below what you guys would do specifically for this question, because I don't know the right answer. I mean, I guess there's a different right answer for everyone. You know, I think it's a boring answer. I really do. It's actually literally a boring answer, but I'm going to say have a safe but boring life. I would rather live longer, have a family, even if it is not the craziest life ever, than die at a young age. Next, would you rather lose your wallet or lose your phone? I think I'd rather lose my phone, because I don't want to have to lose all my credit cards and call all my banks and blah, 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 blah. I'd rather just go buy a new phone, reconnect it to like my number and all that stuff. Would you rather wear the same socks for a month or wear the same underwear for a week? God, I'm gonna say, geez, that's actually tough, because I am one of those people who sweat quite a bit. I know, ew, gross, come on, bring it on, I get it. But I sweat a lot in general, but also I go to the gym pretty much every single day. And when you go to the gym, you tend to sweat. You sweat in your armpits, you sweat on your head, you sweat in your goodie section, okay? And you also sweat on your feet. So if I'm going to the gym almost every day for a month, I think I'd rather be wearing the same socks every day rather than the same underwear. So I'm a lock in socks. I just can't. I don't know if I can deal with myself wearing the same underwear. Oh, it's only for a week. Yeah, actually give me the same underwear for a week, bro. I'm gonna smell really, really bad, but at least it's for only a week. I can't do the same socks for a month. That's insane. Next, would you rather be able to turn any object into gold or cure any disease that you touch? That one's so easy. Cure any disease. The only drawback I can see with that is that you might get abducted by the CIA, and they might put you in a confined jail cell forever and just have you be touching people and touching people and touching people. Actually, that doesn't sound too bad, does it? But nah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I feel like if you have that superpower, you have a responsibility to use it as much as humanly possible. And if you don't, I believe that like higher powers will make, like, they'll force you to do it, or like they'll put a gun to your head and right in the area that needs to be touched, or else. You know what I mean? But I'm still gonna take the disease one because I feel like I'll be able to save a lot of people. Would you rather win the lottery but lose all of your friends, or keep all of your friends but lose nothing? That one's easy for me. I'm gonna keep all of my friends but win nothing. To be fair though, I feel like I'm in a very, very fortunate situation. You know, I have good friends, I have good family, I love my job, make decent money, and so I'm not really in a position to where I'm desperate enough to need to win the lottery. However, I feel like some people who are really, really struggling might definitely choose to win the lottery, move out of the streets, move into a nice area, and just make some new friends over there with the rich people. I could see that being a viable option. It's not for me. I don't need that personally. Would you rather stop watching YouTube forever or stop watching Netflix forever? To be honest, I watch both of them a lot. I'm a huge fan, but YouTube is the go. Nothing better than watching YouTube. On top of that, there's a lot of alternative options to Netflix like Hulu, Disney Plus, Amazon TV. So I think there's too many substitutes for Netflix and there's not any substitutes for YouTube. So we're stop watching Netflix forever. Would you rather sneeze every 5 minutes or have the hiccups every 5 minutes? Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Shoot. I hope this doesn't include while you sleep, because if you can't sleep if you're sneezing every 5 minutes. It's impossible. I feel like you could probably sleep through the hiccups, but hiccups sometimes last 5 minutes. And if it starts every 5 minutes, then you're pretty much constantly hiccuping forever. Oh, God. I think I'm going to go hiccups, bro. Sneezing every 5 minutes is insane, and it would become so annoying for everyone around you, too. Like, if you're out at a restaurant and you sneeze every 5 minutes, the entire restaurant is going to hate you. But if you're just hiccuping, not really anyone's going to hear you, only the people that you're talking to. And I feel like you could probably get used to hiccuping. So I'm going to go hiccups. I think hiccups they're a lot like smaller of a problem than sneezing. Would you rather travel anywhere for free or eat anywhere? That's tough, bro. That's tough. You know what I'm going to say, though? I'm going to say travel anywhere for free, because that would obviously incentivize me to travel all across the world, where then I would try a bunch of different types of food. Huh? That's a great answer. But if I were to eat anywhere for free, I would probably eat in like the same 5 spots in my local area again and again and again and again. Which, you know, it's cool. It's nice to be able to eat for free, but I think I'd rather be able to travel everywhere and then eat more unique foods. Would you rather have a talking pet or have a book that answers all your questions? A talking pet? Bro, that sounds sick. I would definitely become rich off of that thing too. I would give it an Instagram page and then I would call it Talking Adam. And I would just have like full-on conversations with him about his world, about the universe. And, you know, I'd probably give him some, maybe we'll, you know, have a chat over a glass of whiskey. You know, get him a little loose. And then all the truths start to come out. Yeah, I'm going talking pet all day. Also, low-key, you don't want all the answers to everything. Like, you want to be able to figure them out for yourself, or else you're not really living life, you know? Part of life is the journey. The journey is the most important part of life, not the ending, not the finale. You gotta love where you're at before you reach your goal. The wise words of me. Would you rather give your teacher a hug or hug the person next to you? Hug the person next to me. I don't have anyone next to me. I don't want to hug a teacher, though. Would you rather only shower once per week or only get one good night's sleep per week? I'm gonna say only shower once a week, and I know that's grimy, especially because I go to the gym, like I said, every day. I don't know if I mentioned that yet. I don't know if I mentioned that, like, I'm freaking huge and I bench 100 million pounds or anything yet, but I'd rather only shower once a week because I believe that sleep is essential. Obviously it is, but my point is, I think it's even underrated to what people think it to be. I think sleep is like super important to brain function and brain health. And if you're not sleeping right, your brain's not gonna work. You're gonna start to go cuckoo without even realizing it before it's too late. And I don't want that. I'd rather be a little bit stinky. I'll just spray myself down before going out. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Would you rather have hot sauce on your toothbrush or get lemon juice in your eye? Yuck. I'm gonna say lemon in the eye. I think because it would last less long. Hot sauce on your toothbrush, first of all, it will be extremely painful, similar to the lemon juice, but I think it would, like, that residue, the taste of the hot sauce would be in your mouth for at least like 10 minutes. And I don't think the lemon would last that long. Would you rather live without technology or live without nature? That's tough. That's tough. Man. If you live without nature, then like everywhere on the world has to be futuristic. Like you're living in a futuristic world. Like let's say it's year 3000. There's not even like meadows anymore or, you know, trees. It's all artificial. I hate to say it, like I really do, because I do love nature. I think it's really pretty. I think it's cool. I think it's nice. I think it's important. But I also want to see what the world will look like if it's insanely futuristic. So I'm going to lock in live in a world without nature. But I also want to see what would happen if you guys left a like on today's video and subscribed. And if you did do that and you want to watch another video, you can click this one right here.